Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at the disappearance of Daisy Mae Tallman, and she went missing from Toppenish, Washington in 1987, which is about 20 miles from Yakima. There's Union Gap right there. You'll see the Yakima Indian Reservation right there. So this is just the area that she went missing. We can look at it in layers if you like. We've had a few girls and some John Does that have been in that area. So, I think there's a reservoir or something near there. Anyway, she went missing. She was 29 years old, 5'3" to 5'4", 185 pounds. 1987, and they still haven't found her remains. Brown hair, brown eyes. She was in the process of legally changing her surname from Tallman, her mother's married name, to Heath, her father's name. Many accounts refer to her as Daisy Heath. So you could call her Daisy Heath or Daisy Tallman. Her hair was long and extended down to the middle of her back, which I would imagine was very beautiful. She was last seen August 1987. At the time of her disappearance, she lived with her sister and regularly traveled between White Swan, Washington, and the Warm Springs Reservation in Oregon. She's never been heard from again. According to her family, Tallman would sometimes drop out of sight for a couple of days or a week at a time, and as a result, she wasn't reported missing for 2 months. She was capable of surviving on her own in the mountains for weeks at a time. She knew how to go hunting, gathering, fishing to find food. She was also skilled in traditional crafts including painting, pipe making, and beading. After her disappearance, her backpack, her keys, and her ring were found in a remote area of the Yakama Reservation north of White Swan in a place called Soda Springs. Let's see if we can pull that up. I don't know if I can or not. Soda Springs. I wonder if it'll just come up. God, I can always redo the video, right? There's Soda Springs Campground. I wonder if that's it. I don't know. Soda Springs. Where did they say it was? Travel between White. Okay. North of White Swan. Is that north of White Swan? Where is White Swan? White Swan. Okay. Anyway. It's closed to non-tribal citizens unless they have permission, and road access is monitored, so they can't get on there if they're non-tribal citizens. Her loved ones don't think she would have left those items behind. She was reported missing October 29th, 2 months after she was last seen. Tallman was emotionally fragile at the time of her disappearance. Her infant daughter and her beloved grandmother had both died the previous year. Authorities believe she was murdered. They believe she was a victim of homicide. She was declared legally dead in 1997, but her case remains unsolved. So whoever killed her would have to have access and be able to go on too. And I'm not sure if that's the right with the Soda Springs. I don't know if it's a campground or not. But there might be another Soda Springs. There's like, I'll be looking for something and there'll be more than one area. So, Anyway, whatever happened to her would have happened to her probably right there, because that's where her items were found. And they don't think she would leave them. Her keys, a ring. Oh, maybe it's the key ring. I don't know if it's her ring, a ring she wear, or the key ring. Probably the key ring. Her backpack and everything. It was just right there. So it seems that the person who did it. So you know, you're not going to be thinking of Yates and somebody like that, because somebody else that disappeared. What was it, like 2 or 3 years after that? Two and a half, maybe 3 years after that. They said that maybe Yates had done it, and you know, I don't think it was, because there was somebody else in the area that had done other things that I thought maybe they were committing those types of crimes, but I don't know for sure. But you never know. You never know who does it. You never know if they're tied together. Sometimes you get tunnel vision and you think one person's doing all of them, and sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. But anyway, her remains have never been found. And isn't that one girl went missing, and she was near like a lake or a river or a reservoir or something? And I wonder, since is somebody taking the time to bury those people, or I don't know, where do you think they'll be found? I mean, if it's the same person doing it, I wonder where they're putting their remains. Anyway, please feel free to leave comments and let me know what your thoughts are. If you've looked into this at all, if you have any information, make sure you contact authorities. But if you know anything interesting, I would be interested to know, especially if you live in the area. Anyway, don't forget to stop and pray for her loved ones and her family. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.